Today, I'm going to show you the step-by-step framework that I have used to sign video editing clients that have paid me thousands of dollars for one single video. And the best part is that this framework takes zero experience. And if you don't believe me, well, take a look at this. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because I will be revealing the untold outreach secret that all of the biggest editors use to get clients that pay them thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, let me take you back about 2 years ago, and I had zero editing clients. I was making $0 per month. I had no experience and I didn't even have a portfolio. Deep down, I knew that no one would want to work with me. Why would you trust someone who can't prove that they can do what they tell you they can? However, I knew how to edit. I just didn't have any way of showing potential clients that I could. And months of this went by. Being rejected, being ghosted, just sending hundreds of emails, but with nothing to show for it. I was back where I started, with no portfolio and making $0 per month. But now let's skip forwards about 3 months. It's an average morning of school. I'm brushing my teeth and I'm checking my emails at my desk. But this time, there's something different. I'm expecting an empty inbox. But what is there this time? I have a reply from a YouTuber with 1.3 million subscribers. And he said in this email, and I quote, that I have a sick portfolio. What the fuck? And this ended up being my first client that I signed for $1.2 thousand per month. I went from zero to $1.2 thousand per month in 3 months. And how did I do this? I did it through exploiting something I've called the bandwagon effect. You see, humans by evolution, by biology, are social creatures. We are designed to live in a pack, and this in itself creates the bandwagon effect. If one person is doing something, you are way more likely to do it yourself. If loads of huge and reputable YouTubers are working with the same editor, it's going to make more YouTubers want to work with that editor. And this shows us that client acquisition has a compounding effect. The first one is the hardest, but it gets easier and easier each time. But I know you're thinking, how do I get my foot on the ladder? How do I get my first client? Well, I'm going to show you how you can build undeniable social proof without even getting a single client. And then I'm going to show you how to leverage it so you can get your first client. If you're watching this video, I imagine one of the biggest problems you have right now is no footage to practice with and then put on your portfolio. And let me tell you this, without this, you are fucked. Without any footage, you can't get better at editing and you can't prove yourself to potential clients. Why would somebody invest into you if you had no evidence that you can edit like you say you can? They wouldn't. And this is fundamentally why you have no clients. But fortunately for you, I have 3 ways that you can attain practice footage. The first method, and probably the easiest, is that I've linked some in the description for you. It's free and professional grade quality that you can practice with. Now, the second method is to send a bunch of emails to smaller YouTubers with around 10,000 subscribers, offering to work for free, and eventually one will say yes. And then you have unlimited practice footage to work on and put on your portfolio. The third and final method is to rework existing videos on YouTube. You want to find more raw and unedited videos, download them using a YouTube downloader, and then re-edit them to show the best of your work. Now you have no fucking excuse to not have a built-out portfolio. I want you to go all out on these videos. Show every single skill that you've ever learned in video editing. I even want you to learn new ones to put on your portfolio to make you more attractive to potential clients. Use these 3 methods until you have 3 to 5 exceptionally edited videos. And this in itself has social proof because it shows the world that you can edit like you say you can. But here's the important part. You need a professional looking portfolio to display your work on. Like if you're using Behance or even fucking worse, a Google Drive folder, you need to step your game up. You could be the best editor in the entire world, But if you're sending prospects Google Drive links, don't expect a single reply. It looks completely and utterly amateur. Now, I think that the cheapest and most effective way to build a professional looking portfolio is a platform called Carrd. And the pro version is about $19 for the entire year. And I can say this is single-handedly the best investment that you will ever make in your editing career. You will also need to buy a domain because the default Carrd one looks really, really tacky. And you'll also get a professional email address if you do. Altogether, this is $30 for an entire year of a professional portfolio, domain, and email address. So if you're not prepared to invest $2.50 per month into your editing career, then get the fuck off this channel. This mindset alone already tells me that you will never achieve your goals with editing. I only want people on this channel who are truly dedicated to achieving their editing goals. The people that know that a $30 investment now will become tens of thousands of dollars later down the line. Now, if that's you, welcome to the channel and press the subscribe button, bitch. I'm not gonna hold your hand on how to build a Carrd website. I'm sure you're capable enough to search it on YouTube and follow a tutorial. Once you've got yourself a professional looking portfolio filled out with your best work, you're ready to move on to the next and final step. Now we need to drive traffic to your portfolio. And who do we want seeing your portfolio? YouTubers, obviously. So how do we get our portfolios in front of these YouTubers? Outreach. Now, I know that there's loads of bullshit advice floating around YouTube about how to do outreach, but I'm going to show you the exact method that I use to find clients that pay me thousands of dollars per video. You need to understand that there are two types of outreach: outbound and inbound. Inbound is where the prospect messages you first. Though this is a stupidly efficient way of attaining clients, it takes lots of time to build up a reputable personal brand. And since you are looking to sign your first video editing client, this is not the method we're going to use. Instead, we are going to put all of our focus into outbound, where you message the prospect first. A lot of beginner editors get really stressy on what platform to use, but to be honest, it really doesn't matter. But the two I know the most about and the two that have worked the most effectively for me is cold email and Twitter or X outreach. First, I'm going to start with cold email. This is how I got my first client. I want you to go through your YouTube subscription list. Look at everybody you're subscribed to and any channel that you'd be interested in working with. Click on their About section and grab their email address. With your professional email address, start a new email and start with saying hello, like a normal human being. Make sure to use their name. It looks human and less like you're an email bot. Next, you need to make a personalized compliment about their channel. Again, this further reassures in their mind that you are human and starts to build a bit of trust with them. After this, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, what you can do, and how you can improve their channel through video editing. And finally, you want to link your portfolio to establish that social proof that I harped on about earlier. You want them to see the absolute best of your work and buy into you as their video editor. You want them to truly believe that hiring you will dramatically increase the quality of their videos and then help them get more views and therefore make more money. Now, I promise you, if you send enough of these emails, hundreds per day, you will eventually sign your first video editing client. Now, let me tell you how to turn your Twitter profile into a client farm. The precursor of using Twitter to get clients is that you really need a professional looking account. A clean profile picture, a matching banner, a description that tells everyone exactly what you do, a link to your portfolio, and examples of your work posted on your account. Without these, you can forget any chance of signing your first client. Once you have these sorted, go to the Twitter search bar and search "looking for an editor" or "hiring an editor." Literally anything to that effect, it doesn't fucking matter. Go through every single profile that comes up once you've searched this and DM them. Just say something like, hey, I saw you were looking for an editor. Here's a link to my portfolio. It's that simple. Again, if you do this hundreds of times per day, you will eventually sign your first video editing client in no time. You just have to stick to it. The last thing I'm going to tell you today is the well-kept secret in the editing space. The key to successful outreach. The method that all of the huge editors you look up to use to get their clients. It all comes down to one single word: volume. You simply aren't sending enough outreach messages. The more messages you send, the higher the chance of a reply. 9 times out of 10, if you haven't signed any clients, it's simply because you haven't sent enough messages. Let's say for every 100 messages that you send, you get 1 client. If you've only sent 10 messages, then the chances are you won't have signed a client. However, let's say that you've messaged 1,000 prospects. Now, do you really believe that not a single one of them will have given you a chance? Never give up, no matter how badly you think it's going, because your first client is 1 message away. It took me over 200 ignored messages for me to sign my first client. And the chances are, because you're smart enough to watch videos like this, you'll do it in way less time. Just stick to it. Send more outreach. I literally can't express this enough. And before you know it, you'll have signed your first video editing client and you'll be making money from sitting in your bedroom. While all of your friends are working minimum wage jobs at some dirty cafe, you're sitting in the comfort of your bedroom making money. You don't have to put up with annoying co-workers, pleasing your boss. No, you just have to wake up, walk to your computer, and work. Do the thing that you enjoy doing, editing videos. If you found this video valuable, click the subscribe button and watch this video over here.